Welcome viewers to another exciting edition of the AAU Talks. This is AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa. I'm Felicia Kwagbeji and I'll be your host for this session. The AAU television was established by the Association of African Universities to serve as one of its key communication channels in keeping its stakeholders and its network informed. But how much do we know about the mother company, the Association of African Universities itself? What exactly does the AAU do? Who are the members of the AAU and where are these members coming from? What are some of the benefits if an institution decides to join the AAU? With me in the studio trying to take a step into the AAU to understand what AAU does and where its members are coming from and all of those questions is Ms. Nodumod Lamini. She's the Director of ICT, Communications and Knowledge Management at the Association of African Universities. Welcome to the studio, Ms. Nodumo.
Thank you, Felicia.
Okay, may we know how long you've worked with the Association of African Universities?
I've been here for close to 3 years, as at end of May 2018.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what exactly does the AAU do, or who is the AAU?
The AAU is a network of African universities. It covers the 5 regions of Africa: North Africa, West, Central, East, and the southern part. It's basically an association that recognizes the power of collaboration, the power of networking. That's why it was created, so that universities can work together, can collaborate, can learn from each other.
Okay.
Yes.
And when was the AAU formed, and who formed the AAU, if we should ask?
The AAU was formed in November 1967 in Rabat, Morocco.
Which means you are about 50 or 51 years
We
old?
are 51 years as of November this year.
That's
Yes,
interesting to know.
Yes.
Okay.
But in terms of the creation, there were previous conversations about the creation of the association, and these conversations began in Sudan at the University of Khartoum.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So how many universities or higher education institutions came together to form the association?
At that time, I believe universities in Africa did not exceed 50.
Okay.
So 34 of these universities decided to create the association.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how many members do you have now?
We are currently at 400 members spread out across the continent, both private and public universities.
Okay.
Yes.
But I should think that there are thousands of universities across the continent. So how come you have 400 members? Is there a criteria or is there something which stops you from getting more members?
I think the reason is because there's a criteria. Universities that are accepted as members must be accredited institutions to be a full member. If you are accredited but you've not graduated your first batch of students, you can't be a full member, but you can be an associate.
Okay, so just, which means you have classifications of your membership?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these are?
Full membership, full members, and associate members.
So which institutions qualify as full members and which institutions qualify as associates? What's the difference?
For a university to be a full member, it must be accredited, it must have graduated the first batch of its student, and it must have been reviewed by our board and approved by the General Conference. Yes. And then for a university to be an associate, it must be accredited, but maybe at that time they would not yet have graduated their first batch of students. Yeah.
You spoke about approval by your board and also by your General Conference.
Yes.
Do they speak into the governance structure of this, the board and the General Conference? makes me understand, or I get an understanding sort of that there is some governing structure governing the association. Can you walk us through this governing structure?
Okay, the governance structure, the secretariat is here in Ghana and is led by the Secretary General.
Okay.
The Secretary General is a non-ex officio member of the Board of Directors of the association. The Board of Directors includes representation from the 5 regions of Africa. And then there's a smaller executive board out of the larger board that works closely with the Secretariat to deliver on the mission of the association. But once every 4 years, there's a general conference. This is the highest governing instrument of the association. It makes decisions in terms of the agenda and the focus of the association.
And who are those who make up the general conference? Are these your members? I want to know how your members are involved in the governing process.
Yes, the members attend the general conference and they vote if they are in good standing. They make decisions based on the direction of the association.
And how often is this meeting?
Every 4 years.
So they need to wait every 4 years before they can attend an AAU conference, which is bringing all of them together for decision making. Or in between, there are other meetings or other forums, sort of.
In between, there are other forums, there are other meetings, but in terms of deciding the agenda of the association is done once every 4 years. And as a secretariat, we regularly reach out to our members. We run a newsletter, we do surveys, we do workshops. So it's not that we are not in touch with our members. Yeah, we are.
I think I also read about your conference of rectors, vice chancellors, and presidents of African universities. How can you tell us a bit about that, and how regular is that one to held?
Once every 2 years, we have a conference of rectors, vice chancellors, and presidents of African universities. We bring about 400 vice chancellors, rectors, and presidents. And in this conference, it's a networking conference, it's a collaboration conference, it's sort of a high-level conference where vice chancellors can meet with their colleagues and understand what is going on in the different regions of Africa and universities pertaining to higher education.
That's interesting to note. Also, in your submission, you made mention of the AAU Secretariat being based in Accra, Ghana. We want to know whether you have offices in the other countries or in the other regions. How do you really make sure that you are working closely with your members spread across the other regions?
Thank you for that question. I think it keeps coming back to us. We have noticed that it's important to decentralize the operations of the association. So the board of directors approved the creation of regional offices for the association. The first regional office has been set up in East Africa and is hosted by the University of Khartoum in Sudan. Yes, where the association actually started. So we've gone back to the roots. Yes, and then other associations have been planned for North Africa, for Southern Africa, and possibly Central Africa. But in West Africa, we will not have. Because we are here. Yes,
makes quite some good sense. Okay, so we want to now move into your programs. In terms of want to get an understanding of what exactly the AAU is doing for its members, and if I'm a member of the association, what am I really benefiting from the association?
Okay, I think the biggest thing that we do as an association, we provide a platform. a large platform for universities to collaborate, a large platform for the different categories of people within a university to know their colleagues in other regions of Africa and to work together. So that's the biggest value add of the association. The higher education industry in Africa needs such a platform to be able to work together. And then, of course, we run a number of programs. These programs, we implement them together with our development partners and also specifically with the African Union Commission. Our agenda is largely informed by the African Union Commission's agenda on higher education in Africa. So one of the programs that we are implementing with the African Union Commission is on quality assurance, because quality is our agenda as an association. We were set up to support, to improve the quality of higher education in Africa. Then, of course, we work to implement the continental education strategy for Africa, which was also developed in collaboration with the African Union Commission. Then, in terms of programs that we implement with donor partners and others, they hinge on academic mobility, staff mobility, capacity building for the universities in the various areas. Yes, yeah.
All right, viewers, this has been an interesting interaction. I'm currently hosting Miss Nodumod Lamini, who is walking us through the Association of African Universities. She's explaining what the AAU does, and she's emphasized the important role of the AAU in providing a network for fostering and trying to improve collaboration among African universities. She's also told us about the membership and some of the criteria that is required in admitting institutions into the AAU. Please feel free to join us with your comments via Facebook at Association of African Universities, and also via our Twitter handle at AAU_67, and I'll be glad to read them out. Welcome back, Ms. Nodumo.
Thank you, Felicia.
I think I was asking what an institution stands to benefit by joining the association, and you were talking about the programs.
Yes.
Yes, so if you can please go on with the program, and then you delve specifically into benefits for joining the AAU.
Yes, I'll just mention two other programs which I think are critical. We also have an ICT, information technology or knowledge management related program. We host the database of African theses and dissertations, which is an online database which aims to harvest the research outputs from our member institutions and profile them. We also work with our member countries to support the development of ICT infrastructure in the member countries through the national research and education networks. And then we also provide information. We collect, we disseminate information related to African higher education, just as this a television program has been started. It's an endeavor to ensure we stay in touch with our member universities. Concerning the benefits are quite many. One of the benefits is to be part of the platform. To be part of the platform so that you can network, you can collaborate with others, you can know them, you can receive our news, you can receive information that is pertaining to what you do on a day-to-day basis. I think this is self-explanatory because all industries value sort of continuous professional development and networking among people in the same area. Other benefits are we advertise quite a number of programs. We advertise staff exchange programs. We advertise scholarships. We advertise small grants. But these are competitive and they are open to the members exclusively. But the members then apply to be able to get some of these. And we also, members also benefit from specific projects that we implement.
For instance?
For example, here in Ghana, we're implementing currently the faculty demographics project, and we're working closely with our members. And the output of that project in terms of...
But what is that project, if you could just briefly explain that project?
The project aims to map academic faculty in Ghana, and then be able to project the faculty needs for universities in Ghana, for the benefit of the vice chancellors here in Ghana, and also for the benefit of the government of Ghana in terms of planning.
Okay.
Yes,
I was about to ask if it's targeting to help in succession planning.
Yes. Succession planning and understand the capacities. Do we have sufficient capacities for the education system here in Ghana? So when that output is finalized, it's a tool that the leadership of universities here in Ghana can use. Yes.
So do you work with francophones and those from the Arabophone countries as well?
We do. Actually, the association uses, it doesn't just use English. There are other official languages which are French, Arabic and Portuguese. So we work with those universities and we endeavor to communicate. Yes.
As a student in an African university, if my institution is a member of the AAU, what do I stand to benefit?
You stand to know about the scholarship programs that we are running. You can apply for those scholarship programs. You also stand to participate in a number of youth forums. For example, we regularly issue calls for social media reporters targeting students in our universities to participate and support the visibility campaign of the association, but at the same time gain a working experience.
Which is very good.
Yes. And we are also planning specific more programs around the youth and the students so that we get their voice coming in terms of what are the issues that the students are facing. How can we reconstruct the programs that the universities deliver? Remember, they are a very key stakeholder. The universities are there for them, not students. Just for...
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. I also want to find that, usually for associations, all other associations that we join on a personal level, it comes with some membership dues payment of a sort. Is it the same with the AAU?
It is. Full members pay $3,000 annually. I believe associate members pay $2,500 annually. So yes, they are dues, and these dues we really use them to service the network, because it needs resources for us to implement programs for the network, whether it's capacity building or bringing them together or responding to some of the challenges. So
just to wrap up the session, I would be glad if you could direct us to places or resources where, if we want to join the association, we can get further information.
If a university wants to join, you go to our website, https://aau.org. There's a link right on the front of the page which says members or membership. You click on that link and then you scroll down, you will see an area where you can apply online. Even when you click on members, it says, how do I join AAU? You can go straight into that, and then there's an online application form. You fill in this form. The form needs you to collaborate as an institution to complete it, because some information you need to get it from the different parts. Yeah.
Okay.
When you submit it, we then review it, and then we get back to you if we need any more information.
Sure.
Then it's submitted to the board executive, who makes the initial decision whether you are admissible or you are not.
Okay.
And then we communicate to you the results. Yeah.
And from there, they start to benefit
Yes.
from the association if they are admitted, if they are qualified.
Yes, then we add you to our mailing list.
Sure.
And then we put your name on the website, on our website.
Sure.
Then we contact you if there are opportunities that relate to the members.
Okay.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay, viewers. So it's been a very exciting session. I've hosted Miss Nodumo Dlamini in trying to understand the Association of Africa Universities, what exactly they do, and what members stand to benefit from joining the AAU. This has been the AAU Talks with me, Felicia Kwagbeji. Thanks for staying tuned.